Hello, hello, hello. I am Denola Burton, the founder and CEO of Enhanced DNA Publishing. And I am so excited to be here today with none other than Dr. Carpia Naylor. And we are so excited she's here because she has a new book. But before we get into her book, I'd like to have Dr. Naylor to introduce herself, tell us all about her, a little bit about the work that you're doing, and then we can talk about the book.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me on today. I really appreciate the opportunity to come and talk about my book. So thank you for that. So I'll start by just giving a little bit of background about myself. So I started in the classroom over 25 years ago in Mississippi as a certified music teacher. So yes, I'm a classically trained pianist, and that's the part many people don't know about me. But from there, I taught English for many years, and then I moved into administration. And at that point, that's where I became part of what people may know as the Mississippi Miracle. And the Mississippi Miracle was where we had this tremendous success with literacy gains across the state of Mississippi. So at that time, I was an elementary school leader during that implementation of the Literacy-Based Promotion Act. And at that point, I watched the state just post all these literacy gains that nobody expected. It was absolutely phenomenal. And so, Ms. Denola, being inside of that work, that is what changed how I really think about what is possible and what could be. So then I came to the wonderful state of Indiana, where I guess I'm a Hoosier now. And here I've served as a school leader, as an academic coach. I've been a district leader. I've been a literacy leader, and now a consultant building MTSS systems with leadership teams. And some of them have been from the ground up. And, the interesting thing about it is across every one of those seats that I've been in, I kept seeing the same pattern. People were working really, really hard in the schools and doing all the right things and doing the work really, really, really hard and putting in a lot of effort, but the outcomes weren't really matching up with that effort. School districts would buy these intervention programs and they really didn't have the consistent guidance on how to use it, or PLCs or MTSS teams or leadership teams would really sit down with that data, but they really didn't have a clear process for how to turn that data into decisions about what a student would get in terms of support or what kind of professional development that they would need. And there really weren't clear roles about who would do what and when they would do it in terms of intervening. So the problem that I saw was not about the effort or the commitment, because I've worked with some people who really, really care deeply about the work and care really deeply about the success of the students. But the problem that I saw was that they were being asked to implement something in a system that wasn't prepared to support it yet. And Denola, nobody was really writing about that part. There are shelves and shelves of books on how to implement MTSS, but I didn't really see anything about whether you're ready to implement MTSS or how to get ready to implement MTSS. So I wrote it. I wanted to give leaders that language for what it was that they were experiencing, what they were living at the time, and just to help them see that what sometimes can look like an implementation problem is usually a readiness problem.
Wow. I didn't know you have worked classically trained pianist. Oh my goodness.
I am.
Wow. And yes, you are a Hoosier now. We're claiming you. We're claiming you.
Yes.
Well, that was a great summary of who you are. And I'm sure that was just a tip of the iceberg. But let's talk about the book. I think you have a copy of it. Hold that book up so we can see it.
It is.
So tell us about the title, The Readiness Gap.
Okay. the title, The Readiness Gap. So the readiness gap is the part of the work in implementation that gets skipped before that implementation of MTSS happens. A lot of times a school would just jump straight into implementation and they had not done the system prep work beforehand. And so that's what I call that readiness gap, that skipping of that preparation and assessing before the actual implementation. So a school may say something like, well, we're doing MTSS, but the adults in the school or in the system, they may not share that same understanding of really what that means. And that's a gap as well. And so, people who are experiencing that gap, it's experienced really at every single level. Leaders feel it, teachers feel that gap, students really absorb that gap, and leaders sometimes feel like they are constantly having to restart the work every single year. And when that happens, that is a gap too, So the readiness gap is not just this organizational problem, it's a systems issue. And unfortunately, students ultimately pay the price for that when the system is not prepared to respond to them yet. So,
yeah. And so what would you expect people to do after reading this book? What is the goal of this book?
The goal of the book, let's see. That is a wonderful question. I think for me, I think that people need.
Are you expecting this to be a tool that the leaders would use in the schools, or they take this to a workshop and learn more? How would you use the book? What's the goal of it?
Yeah. So the goal of the book is to really identify any type of gaps in the system that they may have and understand and recognize those things. Once they see those gaps that exist in their MTSS implementation, okay, now what do I do? So with the book, it lays out very beautifully what it is that school districts and leaders can do to close that gap before the gap starts to close in on them. And then it really is about giving the support to students that need those interventions. So,
yeah. And so, when you think about this as a book, and the goal and what people are going to do with it, what is it that people are going to? People might not even know what MTSS is. So how do they know this is for them? If I don't know what MTSS is, does that mean, oh, this book isn't for me? Or is it just that I'm not sure that I'm the right client? Or do they take it to somebody that might be the right client?
Yeah, of course. And I apologize. I did not specify this at the beginning. MTSS stands for Multi-Tiered System of Support. And anybody that's in education, they know, school leaders, district leaders, teachers, they know what that is. And all MTSS is a system or a way that schools can support students who are not quite grasping the concepts of the academic work or behavior work or social emotional learning. So MTSS really covers the gamut of academics, behavior, and social emotional learning. And so for students that need a little bit extra help, it is a support system that schools put in place to be able to provide for them that support that they need. So any school leader, any district leader, any teacher, anybody that's working with students can utilize the book and can utilize the MTSS system to be able to support students where they are.
And so, you wrote this book, but the question is, why? Why would you write the book? It's kind of like, were you anticipating being an author someday? Is this something that, obviously, I know you said that it needed to be, this needed to be done, but why you?
Yeah, well, I have had lots of experiences over the years in my career. I've had lots of observations. I've utilized lots of frameworks, and I had a lot of those lessons that I learned that was in my head. And so the challenge for me was trying to organize all of that in a way that felt practical instead of theoretical. And I wanted leaders to be able to really see themselves in this work and to just stop on a page of the book and say that this is what I'm experiencing and this is what's happening in our system. And I had to take what I knew and turn that into something that school leaders and district leaders could use. And so in the book, I give these reflective questions, I give these tools, I give language that leaders can actually use. The work in writing the book was demanding because it's a little bit harder than people think, once you have these experiences and then putting all that down on a page. But it was really affirming work too for me, because it showed me that what I'd been carrying for all these years could really be something that could help people, leaders, make sense of what they were experiencing and what they were living in their schools and in their buildings. And so in the book, that's why there are these tools that I created, actionable things that they can actually use, and they're not just theoretical ideas. And so for me, I felt like because of my background and my experiences and the things that I've witnessed and things that I've seen and the successes that I've had in the past with helping school leaders, helping students, and helping teachers to experience that success, I felt like, hey, I might as well just write about that.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I have put on the screen how people can get this book. It is obviously available on Amazon, but you also have a website. Tell us a little bit about the purpose of your website and the work that you do as a consultant.
Yes, so absolutely. Of course, the best place that people can connect with me is through my website at carpianaylor.com. And on that website, they can learn more about the Readiness Gap. They can purchase the book. They can explore the work that I'm doing with schools, the work that I'm doing in districts, and also what work that I could possibly, connect with other schools to do around MTSS readiness, leadership, and systems improvement. They can also connect with me on LinkedIn if they would like. They can message me and tell me what's happening. I would love to know what is happening in other school buildings with MTSS across the state, across the nation. And I'd love to be a thought partner and just kind of share insights for leaders who are really trying to build their MTSS systems that they really want to be able to sustain. So,
okay. And so if there were some leaders in schools or educators that were, in their school, in their organizations, wherever they are, what is something that you would tell them today to do first as it relates to the readiness gap?
I would say that they really need to think and pause before they launch. That's the whole ask that I have. Before MTSS goes live this year, I need for them to stop and take an honest inventory of whether the conditions to sustain MTSS actually exist in their building. Not whether or not people are excited about it, not whether or not they have PD and training scheduled for it. We need to really look at whether the decisions that have to be settled on are actually settled on. The roles, decision-making authority, how data gets used in schools, what strong tier 1 should look like, what implementation should look like in their building. Those are the things that need to be really settled on before they can ask anyone to execute. So those are the things that I would ask leaders to do. If they are restarting MTSS every single year, then that again is a readiness gap. So I want educators to really stop and think about the launch before to see if those conditions are in place.
Yeah, we just started school. So
Yes.
this is a great time for them to really be preparing, and ensuring that our students are equipped with what they need, and that the
Absolutely.
educators are prepared to provide that. And so, I know a little bit about you, but for those who are really trying to understand if you're the right person, I want to guide them to your website and all the things that you provide through your consulting business, because when you think about being an author, when you think about being a consultant, they tie hand in hand, because the work that you're doing as a consultant, the book kind of reinforces that, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
And so the website, carpianaylor.com, please feel free to go to that website. Yes, you can get the book there, but you can also learn so much more about what you can do with this consulting business. Now, what's the name of your consulting business?
It's Elevate Ed Solutions, and doing business as Dr. Carpia Naylor. So Elevate Ed Solutions LLC.
Okay. All right, great. But the website, carpianaylor.com, we definitely want you to go there.
Sure.
And so, but before we go, what have not I asked you that you would want people to know about either you, the work you're doing, or the Readiness Gap?
What I want people to know is that when we talk about readiness isn't about just waiting until everything is perfect. Schools, we don't have the time for that. We don't have the luxury for that. I have seen MTSS work, and when it works, it is one of the most amazing things that a school can actually build. And that's why I care so deeply about this. Readiness means, for me, being intentional enough to ask the right questions before you place the demand on the system. And so the work in the book, it extends beyond that. I enjoy helping leaders assess whether their systems are prepared, where those gaps are, looking for those gaps, and what has to be strengthened and what has to be in place so that the work can last past this 1 year and they're not having to start over every single time. Educators don't need one more thing to do. What they really need are systems that make it possible to do the right things well. And I can certainly help schools and assist them and support them in that process.
Excellent, excellent. And so what's next? What's next for Dr. Carpia Naylor? We getting ready to write another book, are we?
Oh yeah, of course. Only if you'll publish it for me. Yes. I've had such a wonderful experience with you and working with you and your publishing company. It was just a joy. I mean, it was a dream come true, to be honest. I mean, when people talk about writing a book, it's important, for people to have those dreams and goals, but when you actually see it come to life, that is just, it's like I said, a dream come true. And you and your support and helping me to do that has been absolutely fantastic. So yes, I am going to write another book because that experience has been so good. And also what I want to do is just really spend time now working with schools and just really getting them, understanding what the readiness gap is. And so when they hear that, they understand what it's about, what it is that they need to do. And I want to really come alongside them and work with them to help to get their MTSS systems ready and to get them in place so that they can be sustained. So feel free to reach out, carpianaylor.com. They can message me there, reach out.
And again, she's on LinkedIn, and
LinkedIn.
And obviously we have messaging abilities there. So if you're an educator, if you are a leader in the school system, if you know an educator or if you know a leader in the school system, especially if you know that they're looking at MTSS implementation, this is the time to reach out. It's not too late just because school has already started. We need to make sure that you are prepared all year long. And so we have a resource here in the book. Hold the book up for us again.
Yes.
We have this resource in the Readiness Gap. Read the subtitle for me because I don't think we said that.
Yeah, the Readiness Gap, what school and district leaders must know before launching MTSS.
Excellent. And that is indeed the purpose of this book.
Absolutely.
So, Dr. Naylor, thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing your knowledge and your wisdom around this subject, because it's a niche area. When I help authors publish their books, we say that we don't just publish books, we publish authors. Mm-hmm. And the reason we say that we publish authors is because it's not one of those things that you just put on the shelf and it's going to sit there. Every book is not for every person. And that's kind of the theme behind this one. This book is not for everybody, but the people that it is for, it is going to really make a difference in what they're doing. And so we really appreciate the fact that you have shared this knowledge in a way that it will be used in our school systems, because our students are our future.
Absolutely.
And clearly, we need to make sure that they have the tools and the resources that they need. And this is a tool that will allow them to do that. So thank you for trusting Enhanced DNA Publishing along this journey. And we will do everything that we can to continue to support you. So with that, I will let you give us any final words and anything final you'd like to say.
Yeah, of course. I mean, again, the best place to connect with me is through the website, carpianaylor.com. They can learn more about the Readiness Gap there, purchase the book, explore the work, connect with me on LinkedIn. Again, please message me and tell me what's happening in your school buildings around MTSS and how I can help. I'd love to be a thought partner with you and share insights about what we can do to help build strong MTSS systems. So thank you again for having me on and allowing me to share with the audience, the school leaders, district leaders, all about the Readiness Gap.
Thank you again. And thank all of you for joining us.